Hey, beautiful art community. Thank you for watching another episode. Be sure to subscribe to Urban Artist Talk. Your subscription will help us to bring on more guests and make sure that we fund this whole project. So thank you for watching another episode, and we look forward to your support.
I realized that like working a regular job just wasn't for me either.
That wasn't going to happen.
I was at Target one time and my supervisor told me to shut up and work.
Whoop, whoop.
I'm like, bruh, I will follow you home.
I will lose this job today.
Easily. Trust me. I think I was making like $9.50 an hour at the time.
And you gonna talk to me like that?
Come on now. It was moments like that, you know what I mean? But it was at that same job where I learned that I could tattoo.
Okay.
How
did you learned you could tattoo in Target?
I got the confidence because I had saw this. I'm not even gonna put his name out there, but this
no
cat,
free plugs.
Yeah, this one of my coworkers. He was tattooing all the employees, and I just thought he was trash. So how I looked at it was like, man, if he could do it, I could do it.
Give me the paint, give me the chalk, give me the urban artist talk. Conversations from the heart, from the start we set apart. Art a la carte, now check it.
I've been waiting for this episode for so long. All right. Today, we got my man, my brother. He's not only an amazing artist. I met him when he was doing tattooing. He's also an amazing muralist, new father. What can I say? Just a all-around man of the town. And when I say the town, I mean, I feel like he is an Oakland representative. And I'm going to let him get a little bit more into that today. But today we have none other than the legendary Timothy B. Tim, what's going on, bro?
Just macking and mobbing.
Macking and mobbing.
Yeah, chilling like a villain, bro. Just, trying to live and maintain.
That's it. That's all we can do.
I'm doing my best not to complain about nothing.
Bruh. Because as Leos, we can complain. We got a lot of shit to complain about.
Man, we deserve it.
And it's Leo season.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. I'm expecting gifts.
Yes, sir. Oh, man.
Come on now.
All
I'm
right.
expecting
Don't forget. You see Timothy B.
Pour into me.
Blessings,
you know what I'm saying?
On blessings.
Come on now. Shoot. Your energy is a gift. Pour that into me.
Oh, man. So where do we begin? I'm going to just begin real quick at the beginning. What was the defining moment where you knew you just wanted to pursue a life as an artist? Or has it been like a gradual growth? Have you always been into art, or what was that moment?
I mean, I've always been into art, but there was a defining moment. Once I realized basketball wasn't gonna work for me, once the hoop dreams ended.
Soccer for me. When I realized that wasn't gonna work, I was like, hold on, what am I gonna do?
Yeah, and also I realized that like working a regular job just wasn't for me either.
That wasn't gonna happen.
I was at Target one time and my supervisor told me to shut up and work.
Whoop, whoop.
I'm like, bruh, I will follow you home.
I will lose this job today.
Easily. Trust me. I think I was making like $9.50 an hour at the time.
And you gonna talk to me like that?
Come on now. It was moments like that, you know what I mean? But it was at that same job where I learned that I could tattoo.
Okay.
How
did you learned you could tattoo in Target?
I got the confidence because I had saw this. I'm not even gonna put his name out there, but this
no
cat.
Free plugs.
Yeah, this one of my coworkers. He was tattooing all the employees, and I just thought he was trash. So how I looked at it was like, man, if he could do it, I could do it. So I asked him if he would show me the ropes. He never came through. I had another tattoo friend, called him up, and he started giving me lessons. And from that point on, I ordered some tattoo machines. At the time, I had a following, typed on Facebook, hey, I got some tattoo machines. So, I asked him if he would show me the ropes. He never came through. I had another tattoo friend, called him up, and he started giving me lessons. And from that point on, I ordered some tattoo machines. At the time, I had a following, typed on Facebook, hey, I got some tattoo machines. who would let me tattoo them for free. Everybody hit me.
Nice.
So I was practicing on human skin.
I know a few people that got Timothy B tattoos.
Oh man, yeah,
which
they
is
out there.
If you have a Timothy B tattoo, because you don't tattoo anymore.
Mm-mm.
Yeah, that's a collector's item on your body.
On your body. I haven't tattooed in years. I think it's been about 6-7 years since
It's
I've
so
tattooed.
funny because that, fast track to when I met you, I feel like it was right at that cusp.
Mm-hmm.
You had did the Bay Area Mural Festival.
Mm-hmm.
You had been, you did the mural down on 7th Street. I think that's right around when I had met you. You was working over at 7th West, working on something new. It was before the Kalani, I remember. You and Steve was working on something. Steve Anderson.
Yeah, that was the Kalani piece.
That was the Kalani. The piece before that, it was just you though. You did me. That was roughly around because it was before the art clash.
Yeah.
And I remember, you remember those?
Man, I remember it like it was yesterday.
Talk to me.
So that piece I was working on, it was a Extension. I always have a hard time saying his name. But yeah, I got invited to come paint for Empire. They was having a party with all black Rex Life, Raj, and a couple others, and they needed a backdrop. So they hired your boy. I had 10 days to do it. That wall was 80 feet wide, about 17 feet high.
Nice piece of landscape.
It's a nice piece of landscape. I had a chip on my shoulder. I had something to prove. At the time we had did the Bay Area Mural Festival, and I worked with a couple guys, and it was dope. Yeah. Dope experience, and really, that experience.
It was a classic piece.
Classic piece. I mean, the whole town loved it. You know what I mean? However, the interactions between me and these other artists made me want to go
10 times harder.
Yeah, I want to do my own. I want to go solo. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, man, I'm about to break off from the boy band, and I was like, so when it came down to it, I got that budget, and I got the opportunity. I didn't call nobody. Yeah, I'm like, nah, I got something to prove. I have to show myself that I could do this by myself. Yeah, and I did. It took me about 100 hours. I worked on it every single day for about 9-10 hours straight. You feel me? And it led to me being here today. But man. It was definitely a success.
I can't say that I was there at the very beginning of your mural journey, but I can say that I was there, the early stages and watching you, probably about a handful of murals deep in the game when I met you. So yeah, that was exciting. And that's where I was like, oh man, you got to come check out this art clash. And I remember at the time, it was so funny because you were like, we were talking, I forget how her name came up, and I had mentioned Rachel, and you was like, oh man, Rachel Wolf's gonna be at the art clash?
Don't put too much on record.
It was a pivotal moment to where I think that was a part of the catalyst of what really brought you, because our art competition, like I said, you had done a couple murals, so our art competition, you wasn't really gonna get excited for art competition, but I feel like the people that were there
is what
motivated, and out of that art competition, BAMP was formed. Yeah, and that was, I feel like, the catalyst of and what I've grown even as I've gotten older, the attraction you have for people, creative chemistry and sexual chemistry is a very thin line between the two. And even as I've gotten older, I'm like, you know what? When I'm attracted to somebody, how can I paint them? How can I work with them? How can I still spend or share that energy? And I feel like BAMP was really a place to where, we could come together and paint. That first art clash being, a pivotal moment.
Yeah, it definitely was.
You remember the piece you painted there at the?
I do. It was all green. I painted some ancestries.
Bruh, that's where I fell in love with your trees, man. You can move on and become a billionaire superstar off of some other style, And I will always love those ancestor trees, bro.
Thank you. Yeah, me too. Those trees, mean a lot to me. I feel like those trees, are like the guardians of the earth. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So every time I paint it, it's like those trees watch over the neighborhood.
Yeah, man.
You feel me?
Trees are some of the oldest, life forms on the planet. When you think of the sequoias and the redwoods, like, yeah, man, they've been around since antiquity.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, those are, some of my favorite pieces from you. You got a lot of amazing pieces. Before we get into the artwork, take me on what does a typical paint day with Timothy B look like? And what are like some of the, just being honest, some of the struggles you face, some of the, the hardships that you face on a normal basis, or even just some of the triumphs and feel-good moments that you feel on a regular basis, being an artist?
As of lately, man, I feel like I've been kind of struggling with time management.
Mm-hmm.
Like
we all do.
Yeah, I got somewhat. I mean, you could relate. You got more on your plate than I do. And
it's not about what you have on your plate. It's like just some people have so many more ideas than like being able to even time manage your own ideas.
Yeah,
can be a challenge. So
yeah, like currently though, I just feel like kind of spread thin. I haven't been drawing as much lately. Just from parenting and doing stuff like this. Doing
the
promotions, taking on meetings.
It's all part of
having to be here and be there, and but. Like a typical paint day for me usually start with, me getting up in the morning. I usually exercise first thing in the morning. I'm super active, so every morning I'm doing something to, engage my body, my spirit, then probably around like 11, 12 o'clock, that's when I go outside and I start, I may work on my murals, and before I had a kid, first thing in the morning, I'm on the mural site. But now it's like, man, I got to pour into me first. Then I get to everything else after, unless I got the boy with me. Then, I mean, on the paint day, matter of fact, ain't no paint day when I got the boy.
Parenting is a job within itself. It's the pros and the cons. I feel like I'm hearing what you're saying. Like the pros is like having a child, it puts more emphasis back into like what you and your child need. Your child need breakfast. Oh yeah, that's a reminder. I need breakfast too. Your child needs a physical, workout. Oh yeah, I need to stay physical and active. He want to run around. I need to run around. I need to be mobile too.
Mm-hmm.
Downside, when you want to paint, they want to paint too.
They want to paint too. So you got to set them up as well, and even when you set them up, they want you to paint with them.
Or they want to use your supplies.
Exactly.
Because you make it look so enticing.
Come on now.
They don't want the little kiddie version.
Yeah. I mean, that's where my boy is at right now. Every time he see me draw, paint, he want to draw, paint, and everything I want to do, he want to do. And I love that.
Yeah.
I love that for me.
We can't complain or we can't get mad when we see them doing what we're doing.
Yeah.
We got to also remember that that's their admiration. That's their way of learning. That's their way of, just being able to figure things out. We are their first example.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, I think that's like a typical paint day for me, man. Wake up, exercise, paint. Then my down, like whenever it's time to unwind, that's when I may do my research or like I may draw around that time, and but yeah, that's pretty much like, how I go about things.
So let me make sure I get this quote right. Pablo Picasso said, "Every child is an artist. The problem is how to remain an artist once we grow up." Mm-hmm. Do you find or wrestle with, as you get older, being able to find that creative time that,
Yeah, because I mean, as you get older, you gain more responsibilities.
Mm-hmm.
It's like
Are you an artist struggling to sell your artwork? I know the feeling. I've been there, so much so that I decided to publish a book, The Art of Articulation. This book will help you not only navigate the art world, but give you the vocabulary to step into a room with confidence so you can sell your artwork. Pick up this book on Amazon today.
You got to tend to life's problems.
You can only be but so childish.
Exactly. Like I feel so much like an adult. I be looking at my kid like I can't believe I got a kid at times. Like, yo, I'm so grown right now. It's a trip.
Me and Oni were talking about it. It's like you have to chaperone a whole nother human through life.
Yeah.
Like when you having a child, when they're young, you're like, yeah, But as you get older, you're like, man, like the life lessons you got to give them, it starts off slow, but then you just like, wow, I have really had to take responsibility for a whole nother human and give them the best of what I know. What the hell do I even know? Okay, here we go.
Man, trust me. I've been thinking of like lately, my struggle has been like coming up with different activities, for him and I to do. And like, like his mom is around, but we do things separately, So, I'm very much a single father. And so when I have the boys, it's me and him.
Yeah.
And I'm like, man, what we wake up in the morning, what we doing today? All right, we going on a field trip, I may call one of the partners who got kids, bro, what you doing for your kid today? Let's get together,
That's the best thing.
Because parenting is way easier when you have somebody to parent with.
All day.
Like all day, and I wish I was aware of that, during the vetting process.
It's never over.
Nah.
Until it's over.
Yeah.
When the vetting's done, you found the right one.
Yeah.
Hopefully.
It's
always a process.
It's always a process. Growing in relationships is ongoing. It doesn't matter what age you are, and there's always going to be challenges when it comes to interacting with other people who come from a different background, different understanding, different philosophy of life.
Yeah.
It's always going to be growing pains. And yeah, man.
Well, as we talk about that, let's touch upon how do you feel about, sometimes the negative stigma that is put on artists, whether it be from society calling us struggling artists, or even from sometimes partners that don't fully understand us being up all night, creating or designing. How do you feel about sometimes that negative stigma on the struggling artist?
I tell you, it's motivation for me, so, like as an artist, we have the only occupation that comes with struggling or starving before it. So for me, growing up, I had something to prove. Still got a lot to prove. I always had a chip on my shoulder. So it was like, what you gonna tell me I'm about to struggle? You about to find out. You gonna find out, So even now, like, I'm one of the top dogs. You feel me? And I became this way because I knew I could be this way.
Yeah.
And so, anytime like it feels good that I could travel the world from art money. It feels good I could buy me nice cars from art money. That feels good. So anybody who told me I couldn't do this, which many people have, said similar things, or who try to suggest, me getting a job or something like that, they see me now.
Look at me now.
Look at me now. You feel me? So, yeah. I just take it as motivation.
Yeah. I saw you, I was out of the country, but I saw the post with you and Mr. Fab, and there was one other brother in the...
DJ D Sharp.
There you go. So basically some of, East Bay is DJ D Sharp from Oakland as well, too. So,
hometown heroes.
So hometown heroes from Oakland. How does it feel being in that, in that number?
I feel amazing. Like, it really feels amazing. Because, I don't know DJ D Sharp all that well, but Fab, growing up, You know, I used to listen to Fab. I still listen to Fab music.
Mhm.
You know what I mean?
The new video is pretty tough.
He dropped something new.
I don't know if it's a new song, but it's a new video.
That new Oakland.
Yeah, New Oakland.
Yeah, I mean it's not a new song at all, but
That's what I said. Yeah, the video's new though.
Yeah, I seen snippets of it, and it looked good from what I've seen. You know what I
Mhm.
mean? But you know that's the town anthem.
Yeah,
You feel me? So
that's
I
what
know
I said. It's not a new song, but the video just gives it a new life.
exactly
Because
like,
people still bang it.
man, every party. They got the north, got the east. I know it word for word. You feel me? That's my ish. You feel me? So, but you know, just like to be in their company, and you know that was like the Warriors brought us together.
Yeah, so
You feel me?
recognized
So,
even by
yeah.
Bay Area's finest basketball team.
Come on now. You know what I'm saying? I grew up as a Warrior fan.
All day.
You feel me? So, you know, to be recognized by them, be recognized by DJ D Sharp and Fab, you know, it feels good, bro. Like, you know, I feel like my town love me.
Mhm.
You know, and that's really what that is for me. It's just like it's validation.
Yeah.
You know? Like, yeah, that's what that is. Validation.
Dope. I'm also going to shout out your folks because you got a great family support team. I saw the We at the Beach.
Yeah.
That was just a couple weeks ago.
Come on now. Yeah.
Tell us about We at the Beach, but
Yeah.
your family support is just bananas. It's like half of Oakland is your family.
Half of Oakland is my family. For sure. For
said it
sure.
ain't like.
And the other half is my friends. So so yeah, man.
Known in these streets.
You know, We at the Beach is a family and friend, family reunion. You know, I come from a really big family. My big mama who passed away just a couple weeks ago, the day before.
Man, rest in peace.
Yeah, but we gained the ancestor. You know, my big mama was
powerful.
Yeah, my big mama was 100 years old. You know, she passed away at 100, so that's 100 years of stories that we have. You know, and then she left behind, you know, over like 84 grandchildren, 24 great grandchildren, and I think 3 great grandchildren.
That's
I
legacy
think I said
there.
that right. But 16 kids, you feel me? My dad's the youngest of the 16. I'm the youngest of the grandchildren. So I'm the youngest of like 82 grandchildren. You feel me? Like,
bro, that's a family tree.
Come on now.
Damn,
you know,
I'll have to go back and watch the video just to break it all down. But yeah, that's a lot of people.
Yeah, there's a lot of we
right here in just a concentrated area.
Yeah.
No, but I love that. I
really
feel like that's what families used to be. You know, from Africa to here. You know, in the diaspora as well too. Like, you know, my family in Virginia, all my cousins, uncles, aunts, all used to live in a concentrated area.
Mm-hmm.
And you saw that intergenerational family structure and the support that it provided, the confidence that it provided. When you know your grandfather's grandfather and his occupation and his travels, it makes you a lot more assured of yourself.
Yes, it does.
You know, so shout out to your folks, shout out to your family.
Thank you.
Yep. Let's see. Have you ever had a situation involving violence with your artwork? If so, explain. No violent moments.
No violent moments.
Everybody always loved the artwork.
I mean, yeah, you know, so every so often, you know, I may come across somebody who may be Looney Tunes, you know, but you know, I just know how to maneuver past that. You feel me?
Ray Charles to the bullshit.
Yeah, really. So I mean, no real violence, you know. Not while I was working.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Have you ever considered leaving the line of artwork or the line of work you do as an artist and pursuing a different career path?
I consider it all the time.
Yeah.
Just so I don't get bored. You know,
Timothy B wasn't an artist, muralist extraordinaire, what would he be?
An artist. Like really though, I think if I wasn't an artist, I mean I'll be some type of artist. Like it's just I just wouldn't be a painter, but it's in my blood.
Yeah.
It's my being. It's something I've always done, always known, always wanted to do.
What's a craft that you haven't really gotten into, but say maybe as you get older, you could see yourself, diving into it? First thing outside of painting, tattooing.
Industrial design.
Yeah. What would you like to make?
Shoes, furniture. I would love to build motorcycles.
Mm-hmm. I seen some of your figurines as well too. Some of your little ancestries, figurines.
Yeah,
and things.
I want to do more
cool.
of that. More sculpting.
Mm-hmm.
But beyond that, man, like one of my goals that I must complete before life is over is building a compound. Just I want to build on top of my own land.
Yeah.
I got a bunch of ideas of how I want to look, how I want the buildings to look.
I've seen some of your architectural inspiration you post every now and then. Yeah. You got an eye. You got an eye for interior, exterior design.
Thank you. Appreciate it, man. Like, I look at properties pretty often. I look at properties pretty all around the world too. So, just to get an idea of what I want in the near future.
Can you see yourself always living in Oakland?
I'm always gonna have a foot in Oakland.
Yeah.
Always.
Nice.
For sure. It's home.
Yeah.
As long as my people here, I'm gonna be here.
There you go.
Yeah. But I'm a global dude. You feel me? So I'm gonna have my feet in different spaces.
So even as a global dude, as an artist of melanin, do you feel that you have to be a voice for your community when you paint?
I do. I feel like that, I definitely feel like that because my community have placed me in that position and I just accepted it,
Well, and do you still feel like you paint what you want to?
Yeah. I feel like I paint what I want. Gratefully speaking, my community allows me that creative freedom.
Yeah.
And I mean, it's always a collaboration, but for the most part, like my clients, when they reach out to me, it's because they fans of me. And they just, most times they give me a theme and I just work within it. It feel like a real collaboration.
Right.
So I enjoy, I love what I do. I love the people I work with. I work with a lot of schools too. Enjoy working with these kids, and yeah.
So even when you do corporate projects, do you feel like your melanated or Black voice has to still shine through or be heard?
Yeah, it does. I am melanated. I got a Black voice. I can't dilute it. I don't wear a mask.
No, I feel like, so I guess what I'm trying to get at is there's a lot of European or artists of European descent don't have the, I feel like racial pressures of speaking for their community. So they can just paint whatever zany, crazy off the wall characters. They don't have to really be a voice for their community. They can just paint an upside down squiggly snake that looks,
Yeah, but see, the thing is, I try not to make the comparison for the simple fact they don't have our struggles.
Right. And that's what I was trying to get at without making a comparison, but really just, and I wrestle with it all the time. It's like, am I painting Black subject matter just because I am Black?
Yeah.
And is there other subject matter that I want to get into that isn't racially motivated?
Yeah.
And then how would my community look at me? And is there a conversation to be had there? Do I even care what my community? If I want to go paint some silly googly face, some purple silly googly face on a wall, and my community is like, that ain't Black.
I mean, honestly, if I were to go paint some purple googly face, I think if the technique is there,
it's still gonna look melanated.
Oh man, it's still gonna look melanated, and the community gonna love it. They gonna be like, "Ooh, that's different than anything you done before." That's what I'm
trying to get at. Do you still feel like as an artist you paint what you want to?
Yeah.
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 Because for years I felt like I was boxed in to just like being a voice for the Black community. Not too many Black male artists, so I can't spend time
just painting what, I got to paint something for these little black boys out here.
Yeah, I just feel like in some cases, because people hire me based off what they seen already. So I just got to show them something different.
Yeah.
In order to get hired for the other things I want to create. You feel me? So, when like I feel like I have the opportunity. I mean, because in our line of work, man, we for some of these jobs we got to propose ideas.
Yeah.
So if I want to do something different than what I've done in the past, I just just put it together in a proposal. And
what's going on, good people? Andre Jamora here, and as the executive director of the Bay Area Mural Program, I want to tell you about Chroma Paint. Chroma is our go-to brand, and we want to make sure it's your go-to brand too. Visit them at their website at chromaonline.com.
And deliver it, and if they rock with it, cool. If they don't, then I'll fund it myself and go about it that way, hoping that, somebody will see the vision and want to hire me for it. You feel me? But I don't know. I'm trying to figure it out, but for the most part, I feel like I could create what I want, even though I don't always create what I want. It's things that I really want to create that, that I haven't got to yet, but like it's a trip that people, love my work now. I'm like, man, I haven't even, I feel like I'm just now getting started.
Yeah.
I'm still developing my voice.
Right.
I haven't even really found it yet. You know what I'm saying? I know I can sing, but I need to take some singing classes.
There you go.
You know what I'm saying? But I know it's in there. You feel me?
Yeah.
So that's how I feel about the music. I mean, about the art. It's like, I know, certain concepts that's really powerful that I have logged in. Even when I look at some of my pieces now, like I don't always resonate with it because it's not always, in most cases, it's not my story. It's somebody else's story.
Right, that you interpreted.
That I'm interpreting. Yeah, so I look forward to like, just painting and writing my own story and putting that out on walls. Again, like I said, I got 100 years of stories ready to be told. You know what I'm saying?
Shout out to Big Mama.
Shout out to Big Mama. Come on now. Right? So, like, I mean, I'm really, like, I'm Oakland rooted, but I'm Bay rooted. You know, I got family from Frisco that's rooted in Frisco. I got family in Menlo, East Palo Alto that's rooted out there. You know what I'm saying? All the way around to the town. You feel me? So, it's a lot to be told, and I'm here to document and establish, my legacy. You feel me? So
of what has been created from Timothy B, what would you say is your favorite public mural that people know about, or even favorite moment creating one of, or just any story that just jumps into your mind right away?
I love every piece I create. I wouldn't even leave the piece. Until I loved it. Yeah, like I'm the type, I'll work on it until, I'll just keep on working on it. You know what I mean? But I don't know, favorite story, from, I think every one of them was a good story. So the one I really enjoyed was, I enjoy creating that turfing piece for the most part, even though we ran across some drama, for the simple fact that gave me insight into the mural world and all the things I could do within it, right? Because before, I didn't know you could make money painting outside, painting murals, doing street art.
I didn't know that. Scissor lifts, and just being visible and feeling like a rock star up there. Like it's a whole different world.
It's a whole different world. I remember like the news came and interviewed me, and I was just like I was just so camera shy. I wasn't used to that. You feel me? So, like it was really uncomfortable. I mean, it was so uncomfortable. I don't even think they dropped it, the interview. It must have been really bad.
You were still green.
Yeah, I was definitely on lime green. Like,
But it's through those hardships to where we get to find and work on our voice. I feel like that was a great, segue even into where that turfing piece, because I remember doing a small piece by the Luminaries and Hella Future down in the grass for that festival, and coming and watching turfing, being worked on and then finally finished, and just realizing that, because I've seen other people's work in the crew, but just seeing how involved you were in that piece, it's coming back to me. Even remember seeing you kind of get upset on on site, and then even moving forward into our relationship in BAMP, seeing a little bit of your apprehension about working with a team or working with a group for some of those apparent reasons. Too many chefs in the kitchen.
Too many chefs in the kitchen.
Different skill levels, all the different things it takes in order to really like collaborate efforts. I'm so thankful that you were able to humble to BAMP's needs and even be such a catalyst and large part of BAMP's, getting out there. I don't think it would have been it would have been a different experience. Let me put it that way. If it wasn't, the level of the skill level and also the connection and devotion to not only art but to the town. For a lot of those first pieces, even going out to Standing Rock, which was an amazing trip that we had to do, a mural in 4 days. Do you have any special BAMP moments that you recollect, Standing Rock or otherwise, that really stand out in your mind?
Well, Standing Rock was really dope for me. One, just being on the road with y'all, right? That was my first time going across country.
Yeah.
Driving across country first and foremost. And yeah, that was really nice. Being able to drive through like Yellowstone. I always grew up, learning about Yellowstone. I always wanted to be there. And just being in the company of y'all, was really nice.
Yeah.
Hanging out with your son was dope. That was my first time meeting your son.
Okay.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah,
I think that was my first time meeting your son. So it was just like, it just felt like a family trip.
Yeah.
And but the whole experience was nice. It was just really challenging to paint a mural in 4 days. Like very overwhelming.
Very overwhelming.
Like my anxiety was up. And especially like. We didn't have a projector.
Nope.
Nah, we just went, straight to the canvas.
Had a ladder and like one little rickety scaffolding that we had to move around.
Yeah, we didn't use no doodle grid. We didn't use no grid.
That was doodle grid wasn't even really a thing.
It wasn't. Yet. It wasn't a thing at all.
Raw, just straight up on there.
Yeah, and that was
you and Rachel stood so we had met with the community for the first day we got there. So we weren't painting what we wanted to paint, nor did we have any preconceived notion of what we were supposed to paint, not even 24 hours before starting the mural. So a lot of people don't even realize like how, just how much of a time crunch that we were on after driving cross country. But you and Rachel stayed up the night before working on the design. Design came out amazing. 4 days to paint the thing. This is where I say pressure makes diamonds. I feel like it was on paper, I wouldn't agree to that. But for the cause and with the team, I would do it again.
I would too. I would too. It was just an overall dope experience. Just, we sat in the Sweat Lodge.
Oh,
that was hot as hell, but nice being in there with, because that I can't remember the name of, maybe you could remind me.
Oh man, why do I want to say Aloni? Was it the Ohlone tribe?
I believe
Yeah.
so.
Yep.
Yeah, I believe so. I hope it is.
I hope so too.
I hope it is. But like you know, being in there with the Ohlone tribe and, you know, Noah from who used to play for the Bulls.
Yep.
He was there and that was a vibe. He ended up being real cool. There was a lot of important people up in there. So it was just nice to be in the company of, you know, politicians, NBA basketball players, and, you know, and just like hearing all the different perspectives, you know what I mean? And also going through that, you know, really hot experience, you know, together where we was all struggling, you know, was really dope. You know, I felt like that really brought us all closer.
Yeah.
You know, and
totally.
yeah, man, like, yeah, that was just an overall dope experience. I think my least favorite part of the experience was maybe the food. You know, like you know, like
wasn't nothing out there.
it
We was on a
wasn't
reservation.
Yeah, nothing but hamburgers and like chicken tenders.
Bison burgers.
Bison burgers, you know. And at the time, I wasn't eating no kind of beef, you know, like I wasn't eating no beef. You know, and I'm very particular about what I put in my body too. So that was a struggle. That was a struggle. Eating French fries every other day was just not cool. But the overall experience was amazing. And I remember coming back. Matter of fact, no, when we was going there, you remember we went, it was that lightning storm that happened.
Oh, yeah.
The most beautiful lightning I ever seen in my life.
Lightning storms on the way, and then on the way back, seeing like double rainbows. Do you remember looking out and seeing like almost the whole circle of rain, like, and there was like 2 of them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember that. Yeah. I remember that. Yeah, that was nice, man. That was probably one of my top BAMP experience.
I got so many of them with you. I'm just like jogging my memory.
Yeah.
Even to the square building that we just did.
Yeah.
That mural.
That was tight.
That was magical
really
for me, just being able to work inside of your studio on so many different pieces. That's the other thing too. Working on large murals, you usually need assistance. And you know, whether you're working up on a swing stage or on a scaffolding or in a tight space, there's a certain level of intimacy because you're sharing brushes, you're brushing. So you really have to have a level of connection to the person, or, you know, speaking for myself, when I'm painting.
I agree.
Like, I need to be able to connect with you on so many levels, not just artistically when I'm working on a mural or public work. So that square piece was, I think, the process. And then also so many times in our relationship, BAMP, you know, I'm kind of giving you the theme or what, you know, but to hear you coming up with the themes and like, all right, we want to do a sideshow down here. I want to have a floating taco truck up here. Or I'm like, dope, keep coming up with, let me see. All right, we only got about like 2 more weeks. We're going to try and get as much of this in as possible.
Yeah,
So
and we did. I was nervous. Man, because when that deadline was coming up all too fast. All too fast. And over the last, I think the last 3-4 days, man, we was up in there, you know.
So morning time.
Yeah,
I haven't
from the
done that in
morning
a
till
minute.
night. Yeah.
Till like 4, coming home 4 in the morning.
Exactly.
5 in the morning.
Then once completed, we had to show up to the unveiling
with a smile and poker face, like
ready to talk about the piece.
But the unveiling was special as well too. I was glad to see so many people just embrace the artwork and just love seeing, you know, like,
especially with the AR component.
Oh man, shout out to Damien. We gotta get Black Terminus on here for sure to just talk about all the work that we've done together. But yeah, Black Terminus always adds that little extra icing on the cake. So even having Love More do his little bit, you know, like that just, matter of fact, I was in Africa and I'm still getting likes for that post that Love More did where he posted about I'm just like, you know, 20 additional likes. I'm thinking it's about some Africa. It's for the Love More. I'm like, man, that is and the funny thing, I don't even think much of the town or much of the people that have, because it's got like some ridiculous, like 15,000 likes or something like that on there. And I'm wondering to myself, how many of those people have actually seen it in person? But to them, they just love, you know, the song number one, and then the fact that Love More has got a mural, and you know, it's just like, another one of those, town moments that I feel like a lot of people have embraced, even though they haven't even seen the thing in person.
Nope. A lot of them don't even know where it's at.
Facts.
But a lot of people know about it.
Yeah.
So, I mean, the goal was accomplished.
So, last, before we head out of here, what advice would you give to someone considering entering the professional field of public art? In a nutshell, what's your advice to the people?
I would say, whenever you are entering the artist space, matter of fact, I got some advice that really helped me, into the space, and and what's his name? He's a LA artist, and his name is Robert Vargas. He used to paint at First Friday a few years ago. He used to do the live drawings, the live portraits of people. And he told me what you get out is what you put in is what you get out. And that's, when he told me that, I damn near quit my job. And, I did. I had a little part-time gig at the Jamaican joint in Kingston 11.
Okay.
Yeah, I had a part-time gig. At the time, I was tattooing, and I just realized I'm wasting my time doing anything outside of art. If this is what I want to do, I have to put my energy into it and really figure out how to make it make sense.
Mm-hmm.
You feel me?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's exactly what I did. I figured out how much money I needed to make every week. I figured out, I looked at how much money I was making at these jobs. And once I did the math and, I identified with like what kind of products I would have to sell in order to get to that amount every week or every month, that's when my life changed, because I was able to live and maintain.
Mm-hmm.
Even if I'm able to get my bills done, my bills paid for that month, I knew I had another 30 days to figure it out.
Yep.
That was good enough for me, and the one thing I know now is that even if I'm financially hindered, I know I'm gonna get out of it.
Mm-hmm.
Cause I already proved it to myself
Yep.
over and over and over again. You feel me? So, like not having bread, it makes me a little anxious, maybe overwhelmed, but I know I'm gonna get up and get out there. You feel me? And so if you don't have that hustle mentality, this may not be for you. So, if this is what you want to be a part of, get outside and go get it. And really mean, like put your all into it. Otherwise, you're just wasting your time.
You heard it live and direct here from the man. Confidence is the name of the game, but not just a false confidence. It's a confidence in the work that you put into your craft, honing your skills.
Yeah.
So there's been another episode of the Urban Artist Talk. We've been here with Timothy B., Oakland legend, international legend. We'll have more with him at a later date. But thank you so much for stopping by, bro.
Oh, man, it's
been
my
amazing.
pleasure.
Yeah.
Give me the paint, give me the chalk, give me the urban artist talk. Give me the paint, give me the chalk, give me the urban artist talk.